All right, welcome again, everybody. For those of you that were on with me just a few seconds ago, unfortunately, my internet somehow crashed and I had to reboot the whole system. So if you're still with me, great. If not, I will just continue forward with what we are doing tonight, but I am going to start over. My name is Julie Brown. I am a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator. And if you're new to my site, welcome. Please make sure that you type in your name and let me know you're here. Also, if you have any questions, type it into comments and I should see them and be able to answer any questions for you. Real quick, let me take care of housekeeping. So if you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator already, I would love to be your demonstrator. And to place an order with me, you would go to juliebrown.stampinup.net. Please use this as the January hostess code for any orders that are under $150. And please make sure you check out my Pinterest, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Julie's Creative Stamping. Most importantly, my blog there at the bottom. Any of the stamps that I do on these videos, I end up putting on my blog so you can get step-by-step written instructions on those. So I'm going to kind of glance over and see if it's working on my... if it's getting to my Facebook page. Let's see. So because I've had some problems tonight, I want to make sure that we are up and live. So it looks like it's working fine now. We'll see for how long. So what am I using tonight? So tonight I am going to be using out of the mini catalog, the January through the June mini catalog, the Gumball Greetings Bundle, the Gumball Machine Shaker Domes, the Frosted Bead Assortments. Out of the annual catalog, I'm going to be using the stitched rectangle dies. And let me just show you what it looks like in the catalog. And oh, you know what? I forgot to attach my other phone to this, so give me one hot second here. Oh my goodness, guys. This is what happens when things go down. Let's see if it's going to pick up my phone. So give me a second. Actually, I think I've got to sign out of Switcher and come back in. All right, I think we've got it going now so you can see what I'm going to be doing. Oh my goodness. So much fun tonight. That's what happens with technology. Technology is great until it doesn't work. Okay, so this is on page 12 of the mini catalog. And as you can see, it's got the stamp set and the dies, but then we're going to be using these shaker domes and these really fun frosted beads that are on this page. So if you do have a mini catalog, you can just check that out on that page. And then again, if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Alrighty, so this is the stamp set and the dies. This is a polymer stamp set, and it has the matching dies. But first what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the Stamparatus, and we are going to design our own paper. A lot of times, a lot of our stamp sets and bundles come with paper that matches it. This one did not. So I decided to do our own designer series paper. And for those of you that were on with me just a second ago, you've seen the beginning of this, and I apologize, but we'll get it back up and I'm back up and running, so I'm just going to repeat. So basically, I'm using the Bright family. So I'm using Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, Gorgeous Grape, Bermuda Bay, and Polish Pink, which is an in color. So I'm using this long stamp right here, and I know it's clear and you can't really see it, but it is right here. So you just ink it up and then just put it over and stamp it. Now the most complicated thing about this is one, getting it lined back up, because you'll see it tries to pull up because I've got my magnet kind of down towards the, I should scoot that up a little bit, is having to clean the stamp between all of the color changes. So I'm going to clean that off. And then we're going to come in, first we're going to take it up and move it down a notch. What's nice about our Stamparatus is that you can move these plates These hinges allow you to pick them up and move them, and that's what helps you to get straight lines when you're doing things like this. Again, I'm going to clean that. And again, if you guys do, I know I had a couple people on with me, but probably they got discouraged and took off, which I understand. But if you do get back on, just make sure you type in the comments so I know you're here. And if you don't hear me answering any comments, it might be because I'm not seeing them. Okay, so we're going to do that with the Bermuda Bay. Pull that up. Then I'm going to take my magnet and just flip it over so it's kind of on the top, but it's going to be out of the way of the stamping that I'm fixing to do. And then I'm going to come in with Granny Apple Green. And again, I'm just going to take the hinge. Yay, Shanine's back. And I'm just going to put that down like so. Again, we're going to clean it. And then I'm going to come in. This is the polished pink. All the other colors that I'm using are from the Brights color. But the polished pink is what we call, Stampin' Up! Brings in special colors for 2 years. And this is one of our newest colors. It's polished pink. And it's a really pretty pink. And we're going to do that one right there. And then clean this up. So that's all I'm going to do with the Stamparatus. Now what we're going to do is, let me just get this out of the way and pull that off. And I'll grab that stamp off of there later. I just want to get it out of the way so I can continue showing you this card tonight while my internet is deciding to work. So a lot of times in stamps that we have these little tiny stamps that we ignore. And lately I've been kind of on a kick of making sure to use all these little stamps. So we're going to use a bunch of these to help us design our designer series paper that we're making. Okay, so I'm going to come in with the Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to be using this stamp. There's three little, I think they're gumballs. And we're just going to ink that up. And we're just going to go across the bottom like so. And I'm not doing any like special pattern. I'm just stamping as I go across. Okay, and then I'm going to clean that up. And then the next one is, it looks like maybe little confetti or little tiny candies. And this one I'm going to do in Gorgeous Grape. So I'm going to bring that in. And so again, I don't have any like rhyme or reason for how I'm laying these stamps down. I'm just kind of turning the stamp as I go and laying it down like so. Just kind of making sure it stays in this area in the middle. Okay, and I think I want to try to get one right there. So what I'm going to do is be real careful and only get this one side inked up and come back in with the one right there. So yay! Okay, and then I'm going to come in with the polished pink. And we've got this little stamp that's got a bunch of little hearts on it. And so we're going to go across this one right here. Again, I'm not, you could actually take the time to figure out a really fun design, but I'm just stamping. Most of you that know me know that I'm not real particular. When I'm stamping, I just want to get the stamps down. Okay, so then I'm going to come back with the little gumballs, but this time I'm going to use Granny Apple Green. And we're going to do this area with the gumballs in, and I don't like that didn't. Nice thing about these polymer stamps is you can stamp right over it when you mess it up like I just did. Yay for the polymer stamps, right? Okay, and again, I'm just, I try to turn it around sometimes just to see if it gives it a little bit of a different look, but then that fills that area right there. And again, I apologize to those of you that were on with me a second ago when everything crashed and burned, but you know, that's what happens when we have to depend on the internet, correct? And then for this last little area, I'm going to do those little confettis again, but I'm going to do it in the Bermuda Bay. So we're just going to come in. And then again, I'm just going to kind of turn this as I go, just so that it fits across the page. So I'm glad you came back and joined me, Shanine. I just hate it when we have computer issues. And my family was actually all being good. Nobody was upstairs on the computer. It was just, I went up and realized our modem was not working right. Okay? So see how fun it can be to design your own designer series paper? So let me bring this up so you can see it a little closer. Look how fun that is. Isn't that cute? So cute. All right, so I'm going to use some of these again, but I don't want to stick my hand in it. Oh, Shanine, I'm glad you love my classes. Hopefully it gives you some inspiration or at least teaches you a couple of things. Okay, and that was just done on basic white. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to do some die cutting with the dies. So the first thing that I'm going to do is use this little die here, and I'm going to cut out the area for basically the gumball because we are making a gumball machine card. So let's get my die cut machine in here. And I'm going to be doing several die cuts, and I hope I can remember to get them all done while I'm here. I am going to have to stand up, though, because I want this to be centered. And, yeah. I think I want to get it to where it's kind of touching that top purple. And then I'm going to kind of check left and right and kind of move it so it's where I think it's centered, and hopefully that will be center. And then I'm just going to put a little piece of that, that's that, oh, what do you call it? The Post-it note. It's like a Post-it note washi tape, basically, that I have been using lately. It works really well. And we're just going to roll that through, and we're going to cut that little section out. All right, and then when you're done with that, that little piece right there is going to pop out. And then I have this that I can make another card later. But basically, it's going to leave me this piece like so. All right, so then what I'm going to do is I am going to bring in my stitched rectangle dies, and I'm going to bring in a piece of Gorgeous Grape, and I'm just going to cut a frame. And I don't have to be perfect at this because most of this is going to be covered, so I don't have to worry about whether it's a straight frame or not. And the reason I'm doing this is just because I needed a little bit more Gorgeous Grape for some other pieces. And so instead of using a full other sheet, I decided that I could just cut the middle of this out. And you'll see what I'm going to do with this in a minute. And then I can cut some of the pieces that I need out of this piece. So it's always good if you're good enough to think ahead, which I'm sometimes not, then you can get more use out of your paper. So I'm going to use this piece here from that die cut. Yay, Susie, you're back too. And then this is like the little top. And then I need, actually these two pieces I'm going to cut. I have a piece of this that I put some adhesive on the back. So I'm going to cut these two pieces out of that center that I just cut out of that other piece of Gorgeous Grape. We have a little bit of die cutting to do, so bear with me as we cut all these pieces out. All right, so that's kind of the lid, and you'll see how this all goes together in a second. And then and look at this, it has like a little door down here, just like Gumball machines. Isn't that cute? Okay, and then I have this other piece of Gorgeous Grape that I actually put some adhesive strip on the back. And I'm going to cut this die here out. You can see I've already done it once, practice. And then I need these other, these are itty bitty dies. This is one die. Let me show you this die. It is so stinking small. Look at this. But I need it. So I'm going to go ahead and stick it on there. But this is a die that I would make sure that anytime that you use this set, I would make sure that I have that piece back in my die set every time, because that's going to be a piece that could be easily lost. So always be aware of where that one is. So we're going to send this through. Like so. Okay, and I'll punch all this out in a second. But I just want to make sure this little tiny one, I'm going to set it right there so I can move my die cut machine out of the way, because I think I've got all the, oh, I don't have all the die cutting done yet. Hold on. We're still working. And then I'm going to bring in a piece of silver foil, and we're going to cut out, this is a little die that embosses and cuts at the same time. Yeah, that is teeny, isn't it? I know. It scares me. And then we're going to use this little piece right here. And I'm going to just stick that there. And hopefully this one, I don't have to roll it all the way through. Because if I were to roll it all the way through, there's a good chance that I would get some kind of markings on the rest of that silver paper. So I'm just going to kind of go through and then come back. All right. So now I think I'm done with the die cut machine. Let me just make sure I've got all my little pieces. But see what that did? It can you guys see the embossing on that? Cool, huh? Yay! Okay, so let's get all the pieces and parts. And then I also just realized I don't have my other lights on, so it might be a little dark. It's like I moved them out of my way when I was trying to figure out what was going on with the internet, and then I forgot to turn them back on. Okay, so I'm just going to use my Take a Pick tool and get this little piece out. Okay, so it's this little piece like that. So that goes there. And I'm going to be real careful to put my dies back as I poke these little pieces out. And then this is just a little strip, like so. And then let me grab that little itty bitty. Look how tiny. That thing is so tiny. Oh, I'm glad that was a good tip for you, Shanine. Yeah, I do that a lot with the foils. Because, you know, sometimes when you run them through, if you have scratches on your plate, then that sometimes will transfer onto the silver that you're not cutting, and then you've kind of ruined the rest of your silver paper. Okay, so this is kind of funny. So it cuts this really cute thing out here, but this is not the part we use. And then it cuts these strips out. We're not using these either. But because they've got adhesive strips on the back, I'm going to save them because I might use it for something else. So again, I'm just using my Take a Pick tool, and we're pulling that out so it looks like that. All right, you can see all the dies for this. Like all those things that I was stamping to do the designer series paper, it cuts out the gumballs, the hearts, and these little things here. Way cute. And we're going to use this one in just a second. Okay, so basically I'm going to kind of build the bottom of my gumball machine. And to do that, I'm just going to get this adhesive backing off of here. And I'm just going to pull that off. And so that makes this sticky. And you're just going to place this. See this little flap that opens here? Can you see that? You're just going to place this right flush to the top of that. And then you want the sides of this flush as well. So it's just going to lay down like so. And basically what that does is it just gives it a little more detail to your gumball machine, right? And then on this lid, that's where this little tiny one and this one go. So we're going to take this strip off. Sometimes when we get these die sets, it's hard to tell what all these pieces are supposed to do. So basically this it's just kind of giving everything dimension. It's just kind of putting a little more dimension. So this is going to be the hardest one. Oh my goodness. Let's see if I can even get that picked up without dropping it on the floor and losing it forever, right? Okay, so we're going to pull that off. And I think I'm going to have to, let me see if I can get it to attach to the back of my take a pick tool. You know what? This might be a good time for the spatula, right? So, yeah, there we go. And then I can just lay that down and pull it off like so. So let me bring that closer. So can you guys see that it just gave it some dimension on there? Okay. Alrighty. I'm going to set these pieces to the side because we're going to be bringing them back in after we do the whole shaker part of the card. And so I'm going to bring in my card front, and I haven't burnished it yet because I want this to lay as flat as I can get it to lay. And then I'm just going to real quickly put some Stampin' Seal Plus on this one where we kind of cut the middle of it out. And remember, I cut the middle of it out not because I needed a frame, but because I needed to cut some other pieces out. And instead of just, you know, covering this and wasting all of this paper, I was able to use it. So again, if we're thinking ahead, we can think, oh, you know what? I'm going to be covering most of this. So maybe I should cut out the center and use it on my card. Okay. And the reason I did that is because I wanted the white to be behind this shaker dome. But see how it still is kind of, it looks like I just matted it. It worked really good for cutting that center piece out. Okay, so anytime that we're using our, no matter what kind of shaker dome it is, we've had so many different kinds. Oh yeah, the magnetic bowl to keep track of those tiny dies. Great idea, Shanine. So the best way to always do your shaker domes is actually to remember that it has an adhesive strip on the front and on the back. Okay, so I always remove the front first and like stick it in the section that I want it, and then I move the back and do that. Hey, Janet. Yeah, I was live a little bit earlier, but my internet went down, so I'm glad you're here. We are working with one of the new sets from the mini catalog called the Gumball Greetings Bundle. And so what I'm doing is I'm just going to take this front adhesive off. So you just kind of pull it off like so. And then I usually will lay it down so that I can actually finagle this on there so that it's straight. Okay, now I'm going to bring it close so you can see, because you can still see like part of the adhesive strip here and here, but that's fine because that's what some of these other pieces are going to cover up. Now, this has been the trickiest shaker dome to work with because I'm working with these little frosted beads, which are tons of fun, but they're little balls and they move and they roll. So I kind of struggled earlier trying to figure out the best way to do this. So this is my version on how to get these in here. Maybe somebody else will come up with another one. So I'm going to put my Stampin' Seal Plus in the corners. And then I am going to I'm not laying this down all the way. I'm going to adhere this bottom section. Okay. Then I'm going to kind of turn this over without bending it. And I'm going to take my Take-A-Pick tool and remove this backing. Maybe. So I'm going to move this. Now, this is where you have to be really careful because you don't want to let go of this because if it goes down, it's stuck and we don't have any of the shaker balls in here. So you guys know I have these little fun little spoons that I got from my grandkids cooking stuff. So this time I'm going to actually fill these little balls into the shaker dome like so. Okay. And then very carefully, I'm going to, oh, sorry, it was sticking to me. I'm going to lay it down this way. And it is laying it down blind, but then when you turn it over, you've got the little shaker balls in there. But that's how I found the easiest way to do that, because I tried laying them down here and then trying to like lay this down, but the balls kept moving and getting underneath there. So it was crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in that lid, and that's going to fit and cover that section right there. So I'm just going to put some liquid glue. Yeah, this is a really fun set. I love this little gumball thing. It's super duper cute. Okay, so we're just going to take this lid and stick that like so. And then this little bottom section that we did, it's going to fit up here like so. And it barely fits on this page if you get your measuring right up here, like where you cut the dome. So I'm going to put on some liquid glue again. I'm trying to move slow so it doesn't upset my camera. But notice I didn't put any glue where that little door opens. So I don't have any glue where the door opens. Okay, then we're just going to, hopefully am I getting my head in the camera? Sorry if I am, I'm trying to get it straight. It's so hard to get things straight when I can't get myself up over the top of it. Okay, so then that's going to fit like so. Isn't it cute? Okay, and then what we're going to do is we are going to take this little piece here. And remember these round and square brads that we have in our catalog? I am going to pull out one of the little black ones. You could do white if you wanted to. I wanted to do black so that it kind of stuck out. And then I'm basically just going to kind of take this, and there's like a center hole that you can see. And I'm going to take my Take-A-Pick tool and poke a hole through there first. Then I'm going to take that brad and I'm going to, whoops, I was going to pop it through. And then we're just going to open this and then burp that brad a little bit, which basically just means when you burp them, you basically are just pushing down. And then that kind of gets that air out of it. And then see how that turns? Isn't that cute? So cute. Okay, and then there's this, I don't know if you guys can see, there's a little slit right there, and there's also one right here. Now, what we're going to do with that is I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap paper if I can find it. And we have one more tiny stamp. Oh my goodness, did I not? Oh, I put it up. I was like, what did I do with it? This is the cutest little stamp. Let me grab one of my blocks. All right. And I'm going to come in with the gorgeous grape. Yeah, it is fun in all these little details. And we're going to stamp this. And it's, wait till you see it. It's so stinking cute. I got to bring it closer though. So it's money. It says 5 cents. Isn't that cute? I know. This little set has so many fun details. It is so cute. So I'm going to clean that. Now I do have to bring my die cut machine back in because there's a die cut that's going to cut this out. This would probably be a case where if you've got your your mini Stampin' Cut die cut machine, this would be really perfect for that. But I've got the big one sitting over here right now, so that's the one I'm going to use. So I'm going to just bring that in and then bring that little die in that's going to cut that out. This is definitely one because it's so little. I'm going to get it lined up the best that I can. And tape. And hope, whoops, I think it moved because I can see too much of this side. Okay, there we go. All right, and then we're going to run that through and we're going to cut that out. I know, isn't the little coin so cute, Janine? I love it. It's all in the details, right? Stampin' Up! Hasn't left anything out on this little set. All right, so then we're going to pull that off, pull that tape off, maybe pull the tape off. And then let me show you this. How cute is that? But as you can see, again, lots of little pieces with this one. And like you said, if you have one of those magnetic little plates, that would be perfect for this. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take a glue dot. It is like the perfect size. And I'm going to pop a glue dot on the back of that. And then I'm going to bring this little piece in, and I kind of folded it because I want this to kind of fit down. Oh, I'm out of the screen. Sorry. I want it to kind of fit down into that slot a little bit. So it looks like so. Oh, isn't it cute? I'm loving this one. Gotta say. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to pop this up on the front here. So I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to bring in some of the mini Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm just going to put one in each corner. Like so. Okay, then we're just going to take the backing off of those. And that's going to then fit. Again, it fits right flush to this little piece here. Actually, it actually covers this railing right here. And it goes down to just where that thing, where the little, this thing pops up. All right. I know. I think all grandkids would love getting this card. Okay, so now I can burnish this edge because it needs to be burnished so that it lays down. All right. And what's cute is that if you open this up, because I did those gumballs at the bottom, you can, even though you can see that pink line, you can see little gumballs in there as well. That's why I did the gumballs along the bottom. All right. So the next thing I did, and I did this ahead of time just for the sake of not making you guys listen. So I heat embossed. You know, I stamped with Versamark, covered it with the white embossing powder, and then I heated that up. And this does say Happy Valentine's Day, but you could say Happy Birthday, whatever you wanted to. But I think it's a fun Valentine's Day card because it's different than all the hearts that we're used to seeing. And this Happy Valentine's Day is one of the stamps that's in this set. So isn't it cute? I mean, so super cute. And now let's see if I can center my sentiment. It might be a little easier because I've got this line here. It's just getting my left and right edges. I think that's pretty good. And then we're just going to lay that down like so. And then let's work on the inside. So on the inside, again, because it's white, you guys know I don't like stamping directly on white. So I'm going to bring in a Gorgeous Grape piece here. And we're going to stick that down. And for any of you that are watching that are new to Stampin' Up, again, if you have any questions, you can either type them in the comments or you can, you know, message me and let me know. And then I'm going to bring in another piece of the basic white, but I'm going to have to cut one down because I don't have one here. And because this piece is 4 by 5 1/4, I need to cut me a piece that is, and I always cut, just so you know, when I'm cutting a big sheet, I always cut it at 5 1/4, even though I'm going to be cutting it smaller, just because it helps with, now I can go ahead and turn and get me one that is 4 by 5 1/4, which is the normal size that I use for the insides of, the card when I'm using a colored card base. So I have a little stash where I keep those. But this one I need to be 3 3/4 since my mat is 4 by 5 1/4. This one's going to be 3 3/4 by 5. And we are going to just stamp. So this has a really cute like baby gumball machine, and it actually has a die that cuts that out as well, just so you know. And so I'm just going to take this, and I think I'll do Coastal Cabana on the inside, since we've got, you could like do matchy matchy and have Gorgeous Grape, but I don't want to be matchy matchy tonight. So alrighty, so I am going to ink that up, and I'm going to come in at an angle down here and stick that. Look how cute that one is. And think about doing designer series paper where you just like changed the colors and just stamped a bunch of these on the page. That would be super cute. Like if I used all these same colors and just stamped a bunch of them, that would make a really fun designer series paper as well. Okay, so let me clean that, and then I'm going to come in, and it's got this really fun sentiment that says, may your day be filled with all the best things. And we're going to stick that, and we're going to do Bermuda Bay again. I may have said Coastal Cabana. If I did, it's not true. I lied. It's Bermuda Bay. Okay, so we're going to come in with that. Hopefully that's straight. And stamp that like so. And then put this on the inside. Guys, this card was so much fun, and I've got so many ideas of what to do with this set. But I actually designed this. Susie was talking to me earlier today as I was designing this card, so I actually designed this card today. All right, so there's the inside. And then there's the outside, and look how fun. And wasn't that fun designing our own designer series paper? Cool, huh? What do you guys think? Fun card. So much fun. And again, just as a reminder, it is in the mini catalog for those of you that are wanting ideas of what you might want. And it's right there. So it's on page 12, and everything that I used besides the inks are all right here. So there's the shaker domes. They're all listed right here. The frosted beads, the stamp set, and the dies. Oh my gosh, love it. Hope you guys do too. So yeah, what a fun card. Right? But like I said, hopefully you guys were here and you saw me put these in here, because I tried to like lay, and let me show you what they do, just so you guys can see. So I tried to lay them like, you know, normally we try to like, see what they're doing? They go everywhere. It's like when you try to lay them down, they don't like, obviously my table is not level. But they go everywhere. And so it was really hard. And I thought, oh my gosh, how am I going to get that dome on there? And then I thought about the way I did it and showed you how to do that. So if you guys are coming in late and you missed that part, you'll want to rewind after we end this and view how I was able to get, look at these balls. They're like going to be driving me crazy. But yeah, they go everywhere. So they just like, and they're like, really, I don't know, it's almost like they're weighted, but they just like take off. So I'm putting up a gate here. I probably shouldn't have done that, because now it's going to take me forever to get all of this put together. Or put away. Oh my gosh. Are you guys watching them like run away from me? It's like I try to get close and grab them and they like take off. They're like my little new puppies. Crazy. Alrighty guys, so again, just real quick, if you're new to Stampin' Up and you don't have a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. If you'd like to place an order, you can place an order at juliebrown.stampinup.net. And then there's my hostess code. And please make sure you check out, yeah, it's like they are magnetic, Janet, I agree. Please check out my Pinterest, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram pages. Make sure you like me, follow me, all that good stuff, because it really helps me with my social media. And then I haven't been good at blogging recently, just because I had some things happen in my life that kind of knocked me off my feet for a little bit, but I will be back blogging. Actually, Saturday, I'm going to sit and put a lot of blogs on. And so a lot of the cards that you've seen me make over the last couple weeks will finally get to my blog. So I apologize for all of you that do follow me on my blog, but they will be there pretty quick. So anyway, thank you guys for being here tonight. I hope you enjoyed that card. I had tons of fun making it. And if you guys have any questions, please let me know. I have completed all my classes this month, but I will be doing classes next month. And for those of you that are interested in Paper Pumpkin, for those of you that are in this area with Paper Pumpkin, and for those of my, most of my subscribers for Paper Pumpkin actually do not live in the area. But if you don't live in the area, this will include you guys as well. We are starting a Paper Pumpkin Club. So that is the subscription box that you get. And we are going to, between me and Susie and Brenda, who are all part of my team, we are going to be meeting one Saturday a month. And we are going to be showing you alternate projects to do with your paper pumpkins. And that is free for anybody who subscribes to either me, Susie, or Brenda through Paper Pumpkin. So if you have questions on Paper Pumpkin and you don't know what that is, again, reach out to me. I'm going to put my email up there at juliescreativestampin@gmail.com. So again, guys, thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate your time. I know time is precious, and it really does my heart good to have you guys pop in, especially for those of you that started with me tonight and it was like crash and burn, and then you came back, and I appreciate that. So everybody have a great night. I will be back at my regular time on Tuesday next week. So Tuesday at 7 next week, I will be live again with another fun card. So everybody have a great night, and I'll be talking to some of you soon. Bye.